Lisa will start seeing Homer as a hero and will spend all her time with her dad. The thing is, Bart will be neglected by everyone, thing that will truly affect him.
I want to fight with my brother.
Liar.
Let's go again.
Stop her, Mom.
For the couch intro, the family wants to sit down, but Homer is comfortably sleeping, dreaming about the intro where they are mermaids, in which he's also asleep, occupying the entire sofa, and dreams that they are black and white cartoons, where he sleeps again to dream of the family as atoms, to then wake up and tell them that there is no room. Very nice. The episode begins at a second grade play, which, to the good news of the parents, will last 2 hours less than last year. Ralph plays a broccoli, but the problem is he forgets what colour he is. His parents and the teacher try to tell him, but he yells that he's purple. Truly a smart kid. Next, we see the touching story of the origin of the veal. Nelson enters playing Anton Chigurh from the movie No Country for Old Men.
Hello, friendo.
Lisa, playing the role of a pork chop, bursts in screaming that they promised to remove that scene. But it was the opposite. They removed hers because it was annoying. What a surprise. The superintendent gets tired of all this nonsense and declares the play over. However, Nelson continues in his role. As the teacher tries to recover some of his investment taking his duct tape, Homer and Marge see Lisa looking sad. She has turned into what she hates most. For her father, it's even sadder to see a pork chop crying, to the point where he tears up and grabs a little piece. On the other hand, Ralph is shouting, "Green!" a bit late, but at least he's got it. Next day, Homer confuses the lottery with the weather, seeing Lisa lounging around. His wife asks him to spend time with Lisa, but he doesn't even make eye contact with her. He asks if she knows what he's doing right now. So, he uses one eye to see what's going on, which looks kind of wicked.
Protesting a whale.
She's reading They Killed a Mockingbird. He mentions the old racism is everywhere now. Wow, that's really deep. She keeps reading while he takes her to the mall for a father-daughter outing. They'll go anywhere there's a chair. At the same time, in front of Goodbye Kitty, 3 guys who voted for Donald Trump are being interviewed. They're fed up with being asked questions. Homer takes his kid to a clothing store, hoping to buy her something sweet, with sprinkles and all that characterises little girls. But Homer finds something very disturbing. He finds clothes way too inappropriate for his daughter's age. They're vulgar, and there are also for boys. He has heard enough. It's too much his daughter is a sweet girl, not an object. This makes her see her dad as the protagonist of her book, and he even receives applause from the shoppers. Lisa begins to see him from another perspective. He has become the hero of her book, a decent man, defending what's right. He has earned her respect, and this feeling is better than when the vending machine gave double the prize.
Woohoo! Man beats machine!
The next scene shows them watching the movie of the book in question, and for more resemblance, he wants to style his hair like his. Suddenly, Bart arrives wanting to watch something with colour, and his sister talks to him in a pretty strange tone, saying his dad is her hero.
I wish my dad was a hero.
Wish granted, son!
Bart doesn't care about his relationship with Dad. He is Maggie's hero. Too bad she pays more attention to the dog than to him. It must be his living human hero. He assumes that Grandpa is dead and raises his fists.
Take down your dukes. I'm the greatest! Oh, someone put down my dukes.
Lisa's reality is becoming increasingly distorted. She discovers a phrase that reveals loving Homer. She recounts that she always liked her father. But this is something new. Now she admires him. She looks at every little thing about him. Like when he takes her to the science museum once a year. He makes his attempt to come out alive from there. He also gets her some ice cream, although he almost ate both. By the way, there is a Futurama poster. Oh, and Nelson continues with his role. Lisa explains in class that Jim assured her that the older she got, the better the school would be. Her teacher doesn't know who Jim is, and that's from To Kill a Mockingbird, the book they were asked to read.
I assigned you to read the Wikipedia article.
So, to not fall too far behind, Bart also reads it, only his is a parody. He asks his mum why he can't be like them, so they give it a try. Homer takes the little girl to Moe's bar. Lenny confesses he never understood his father. It disappointed him that he didn't follow him into the family business. The editor of Life magazine said that a good son could save it from bankruptcy to launch it as a digital platform. As for Mo, his parents left him at his most vulnerable moment.
The day after Mom left. That was a tough week there.
Duffman says they could also make a documentary and sell it to Netflix. They buy anything. Honestly, he's right. Marge has prepared a blackberry dessert for her husband and made a blueberry pie. He's happy, and Bart is a mess. He could pay a little attention to the little brat, but now he gives attention to Lisa. Paying attention to Bart would be too much. He's not made of attention. Although giving him a slice of dessert would have been a good idea, you know. This leads him to attend a school therapist.
Okay, because of budget cutbacks, you got 45 seconds each. 40 after the explanation. You, get in!
Martin's problem is that he projects his feelings for his mother onto his teacher. But how can you blame him? Who doesn't know someone who calls their teacher Mom? Next is Bart. He asks him to hurry due to the other 14 schools.
I eat lunch in my car because they won't let me counsel kids with food in my mouth.
In summary, he always thought that Homer was a fat loser, and now that he's paying attention to his pathetic sister, he wants some too. And his answer is that everyone at home has a role. When that changes, there's hatred and resentment. So, he has to use that. Be resentful until someone pays attention to him. Wow, he's truly a school therapist. Bart is about to act out, only Milhouse wants to drop off an envelope with money and enjoy the place, which won't happen. Chalmers wants his daughter to hurry, cooling the sushi where Willie works. Bart's plan goes into action. He asks for help due to an asthma attack, only for his friend to whisper that it's real. To yet, he asks the valet parking to take him to a hospital. At that moment, he changes places with the keys. As night falls, this guy tries to tell a joke, but under the threat that his son will fail, he hurries him. As they leave the event, confusion begins. Krusty gets annoyed because they give him the key to a minivan. Ken wants to be first because he drives a Tesla. The stage turns into chaos.
And I'm going to use summon.
They wonder who is responsible, and the nerd rats out Bart. Meanwhile, at home, father and daughter watch the movie. They immediately replicate. Bart comes asking for help from his father. He takes the sacred Bible and goes out to wait at the door. Honestly, this scene was cool. Homer looks so badass. The crowd arrives furious. He tries to get them to relax with refined gentlemanliness.
Why, I haven't a notion as to what you are importuning, good sir.
But it doesn't work. They start loading the guns. Lisa comes out with more talk. They reminded them of the human side in them, so they leave peacefully. Homer and Lisa thank each other, adding they shouldn't tell their mother. She would get mad at the boy, and she's already starting to like him. Suddenly, she peeks through the window and tells them nothing has happened here.
Sorry.
Marge tries to make her baby drop the pacifier. In exchange, they'll give her a teddy bear. But Maggie turns out to be smarter. Lisa arrives home from school in the early morning made a mess. She had a fight with a boy for telling her that her father was lazy and incompetent. And it turns out that boy is Bart, who got beat up. Wow.
I want to fight with my brother.
Liar.
Let's go again.
Stop her, Mom.
Marge also goes to the school therapist who first deals with Ralph. The advice he gives him is that he shouldn't say what he told him. When he wet the bed, ask to be hit. Wow. Now Marge is up, and she's not a child, but she has 45 seconds. She worries that her daughter will ruin the family by idolizing her father and fears her husband isn't always a good influence. The solution is that Homer uses the perfect speech, and to make sure not to have more kids.
Whoa, nice to meet you. See you in 3 years. Now goodbye.
During the night, they talk about the topic. The only thing is that his brain has a 5-second delay. He first says something and then thinks about it. Their kids fight a lot. They try to make the dog choose who it belongs to. They share the problem. Marge will talk to Bart, and Homer will talk to Lisa. He just asks her why she always tells him the important things before bed. Halfway through her response, he falls asleep and is in church. At night, he talks to his daughter and has a horrible feeling because he's almost at the end of the book. When he finishes, it will be over forever, and it's something he wanted to discuss. They've had a lot of fun, but she won't always admire her father like she does now. She replies that there's nothing he could do that would make her lose a bit of respect for him. They look at her book. He confesses that as a child, he wanted to be like the character. The problem is that he won't fit behind a door. She will discover that he is not the perfect man she thinks he is. She'll finish her book, and she will always remember he's her dad. Homer blinks, and he is already at the dentist. When he returns, he realizes Lisa has moved on. However, Maggie is left wondering. He has been hurt so much that he has his doubts. In her sign language, Maggie tells him that wherever the road takes us, you will always be my dad. And she made a poopy. Marge is with Bart. Because he has been neglected for so long, they will let him to do what he wants for once. It could be kicking Homer, but he should give it some thought. The thing is, he starts thinking about too much. The years go by and go, he has children.
You haven't decided yet?
Until he is old and decides to kick Homer, finally doing it. In the closing credits, we see some special images of Homer and Lisa together. By the way, Nelson continued in his role. This was a very wholesome story, and it was funny Lisa being ruthless with Bart. But if you want to see what happens when Bart becomes ruthless, click on this video next. But before, don't forget to drop a like and a subscription.